to the Food Indie Podcast, enriching the soil of how we think about what we eat. We believe that food independence is freedom, knowledge is power, and health is wealth. And now, your host, Suzette Chomet.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Food Indie Podcast, where we get you closer to your food. I am your host, Suzette Chomet, your food and gardening coach, helping you eat for health, wellness, and connection. Happy New Year, everyone. I am so glad to be back here with you in 2026. If you're listening to this in the first days of January, I want to give you permission to do something different, to think about the season and step away from New Year's resolutions and January as the starting point of the new year. I know this might sound a little crazy, but I want you to step away from the hustle that January often invites. Away from the lie that January is for losing weight and shrinking your body, and the belief that this is the time of year for you to have a new you emerge. It's actually not. This episode of the Food Indie Podcast is about living with the seasons, setting intentions, and not resolutions or goals. It's about living with natural cycles, not grind culture. It's about learning to live like the earth lives, seasonal, responsive, and wise. I'm talking about totally shifting our mindsets on how we think about the new year and resolutions. We're talking about food as memory. We're talking about nourishment as ancestral, and where wellness is not about denial and judgment, but consistency, moderation, and self-love. So get comfortable, because we're about to slow it all down and let the winter be what winter is. So stick around. Before we settle in, a few invitations to you. If you haven't yet, click subscribe to the Food Indie Podcast on Apple or Spotify. This is where we talk about food as culture, as community, food as medicine, and food as a bridge for connection to ourselves and to one another. Share this episode with someone you'd sit down at a table to eat with, someone you'd share a drink with, or someone you'd take a long walk with. If these podcast episodes have inspired you or fed your soul a little, consider supporting our work with a tax-deductible donation to Food Indie. Your support helps us continue community food education, storytelling, and ancestral wellness work. In the next few weeks, I'm also going to be recording some mindfulness meditations designed for rest, regulation, and reconnection, which you'll be able to find on the Food Indie website. These are for the moments when your body needs a quiet, gentle moment more than lessons and answers. Find more free resources, past podcast episodes, and our Food Indie trivia quiz on the Food Indie website at befoodindy.com. That's BEFOODINDY.com. Are you comfortable where you're sitting right now? If not, find a spot where you can pull up a chair to this table and feel easy with yourself. Take a deep breath in and out. Unclench your jaw and drop your shoulders. This time is just for you, just to listen and to be still. Let's get into this. Now that the holidays are over, there are so many people starting to make resolutions. And I used to do it all the time, but I would find that after a few weeks, those resolutions would be forgotten or I just couldn't keep them up. And I soon discovered that January was really the worst time for being successful. And why do I say that? Well, Resolutions are usually made because people feel in some way like they haven't taken care of their bodies. And they want to say to themselves, I'm going to make a commitment to take care of you better, body. The time when we might say, sorry for treating you badly over the past few months, but now I'm going to do the right thing in the new year for as long as possible. Or maybe I should try that new exercise routine and lose weight right now. That January is the starting line for all of this, as if we can really optimize ourselves in the coldest season of the year. But nature doesn't move that way, and in the winter months, everything slows down. We do too. So instead of asking, what can I do as a resolution, I want you to start thinking about what the season is asking of you, and what the best foods are for you to be eating during this season for your health and wellness. Because nature and the earth teach us that balance is through cycles: rest, bloom, expansion, and release. That's what nature is doing with each season. So today we're going to be walking through the year, season by season, with the food as our compass and intention as our guide. As Robin Wall Kimmerer says in her book, The Service Berry, eating with the seasons is a way of honoring abundance by going to meet it when and where it arrives. A world of produce warehouses and grocery stores enables the practice of having what you want when you want it, but we force the food to come to us at considerable financial and ecological costs rather than following the practice of taking what has been given to us, each in its own time. So let me break that down a little. Tomatoes don't grow in the winter, nor do grapes or raspberries. When we eat out of season, our bodies are not well adapted to that, and that can come with other problems. The reason why we're more likely to eat soups and stews and drink tea and hot cocoa in the winter is because our bodies are asking for warmth, and the way that we stay warm is to have a little bit of fat on our bodies. The same is true in the summer. We don't usually eat stews in the summer because our bodies are asking for cool foods like salads, fresh fruit, and lemonade. Winter is not for weight loss. It's not for shedding the holiday weight. And it's not for proving that you can do it against what nature is asking of you and your body. Winter is for sleep, for hibernation, and for rest, for listening, for setting intentions in the dark, like seeds beneath frozen soil. This is the season of early nights, slow mornings, and warm bowls held in both hands. If you think about it, most of the world slows down, but we try to speed it all up in the middle of winter. But how did we get here, thinking that winter is the beginning? Well, it all starts with the mindset that we should go against nature and what nature tells us is normal and natural. But in the winter, your body slows down because less sunlight causes hormones to shift. Higher levels of melatonin make you feel more sleepy, and colder temperatures cause changes in serotonin, which makes your body conserve energy and makes you want to sleep more. Your physical activity slows down, and so does your digestion. You might feel more tired and less energetic. Most people are not motivated to exercise in the snow or the rain. I know I'm not. And this is all part of our natural rhythms, similar to how bears hibernate, which makes us want to rest and eat more comfort foods and lower how much energy we really want to put out. So I'm going to take you through a couple of things about food and this season and how we might feel during this time. So winter foods are usually things like stews that are cooked slowly in the crock pot with beans and potatoes, carrots, a little bit of tomato paste, and greens, thick and full of food medicine. You might eat black beans stewed with garlic and onions and thyme and bay leaf, maybe some bell peppers and paprika. These foods say you're allowed to eat good and eat well. Or you might opt for roasted root vegetables with caramelized carrots, sweet potatoes, yams, parsnips slick with olive oil, and a crispy edge. For breakfast, some oatmeal with cinnamon, nutmeg, raisins, and a little maple syrup. And of course, those soups that taste better the following day. So instead of a resolution, I'm going to suggest something different. Ask yourself, what needs to rest in me this season? What am I protecting quietly beneath the surface? Is it something mental, emotional, or physical? Professional, maybe? What seeds am I planting now that I want to emerge and grow in the spring? And once you've done that, you'll be able to understand better what it is that your body needs now. Now, spring. Spring is the true beginning of the year, when the sun shines longer and when your body wants to move again, not out of guilt, but curiosity and inspiration. Stretching, walking, dancing in the kitchen all feel more natural. Spring is about clearing pathways, not forcing transformation. Some spring foods might be bitter greens like dandelion, arugula, or mustard greens. Citrus, bright oranges, lemon squeezed over everything. Your herbs like cilantro, parsley, and mint. And light soups. These foods whisper, "Wake up gently." So in spring, you might ask yourself, what wants to stretch towards the light? What feels ready and not rushed? Each season, I'm going to be recording one of these episodes. So I'm spending more time on winter this time, and then every other season, I'll be giving more time to each. But this is just to get you thinking about what is important for you to be focused on during each season. So next up is summer, the season of expansion, joy, and body acceptance. Summer is movement, and yes, it's also about your presence. This is the season where bodies get seen, whether you're trying to get that summer body or you are wearing a bathing suit or a bikini or some shorts. This is when we are out and about and we are going to be seen. And instead of chasing the summer body, let's accept the bodies that we have with some improvements. But let's not try to chase something that makes us feel less than in the bodies that we already have. We have to practice the acceptance of the bodies that we're living in right now. Summer is the season of sweat, laughter, and skin kissed by the sun. And the foods that go along with summer are things like juicy peaches dripping down our wrists, or tomatoes that are still warm from being pulled off the vine. Watermelon with some lime and salt, or just by themselves. Grilled corn, smoky and sweet. Or maybe a cold noodle salad, pasta salad, something like that. Summer food says, take up space and enjoy yourself. So in the summer, you might ask yourself, where can I experience pleasure for myself without having to ask anybody and without having to earn it? And how can I be more present in my own body? That's summer. Now let's leap into fall. Fall teaches us how to let go. Not everything gets to come with you into the next year. So I always say when I see the leaves falling away from the trees, I ask myself, what needs to fall away from me? And just like the leaves from the trees, what can I do to compost them? It's funny, every fall I get excited when I see all of the leaves in the street because I know it is composting season, and it is a signal to me too that it's time for me to compost a few things, whether it's a relationship that's not working well, a friendship that's not happening, or even a business relationship. It might be time to compost it and transform it into something else. Fall is where we take what didn't work, the habits, the heartbreaks, and the old stories, and then we turn them into soil that can nourish the seeds for the next season. Fall foods might be pumpkin or squash soups, apples baked with butter and nutmeg, mushroom salads, earthy and grounding, or whole grains like barley, brown rice, farro, wheat berries. I love me some grains, so all kinds of grains could be good for you too. And of course, that's when we start to get into the warming teas like ginger or cinnamon tea. Fall foods say to us that release can still be nourishing. Dropping old ways is good for the soul. So something you might ask yourself in the fall is, what am I ready to lay down and leave behind? And what no longer feeds me? So you see, thinking about yourself in the context of the seasons will help you set intentions for each rather than trying to set up some big resolution at the beginning of the year. This way you can think at the beginning of every season, what is it that I want to do for this season? And how can I respond to my body and the natural ways of the earth in order to be in the best shape possible, emotionally, mentally, and physically? Because a well-balanced life is not built just in January, not in the middle of winter. It's shaped over all of the seasons. So rest when it's time to rest, move when it's time to move, and release when it's time to let go. Again, I want to invite you to think about seasonal intentions instead of New Year's resolutions. Give yourself what you need to be successful every season and give your body the seasonal foods that it craves. I want to know what you think about this approach. Instead of resolutions, thinking about intentions on a seasonal basis. So you can send your questions and comments over on our website at befoodindie.com/contact. Leave your listener comments there. That's befoodindie.com/contact. And I can't wait to hear from you. I'm curious to know what you think about living seasonally instead of living from a New Year's resolution. I'd love to hear what you think about it. So coming up next on the Food Indie podcast, we're going to have a powerful conversation with a community elder on kitchen table wisdom. That'll be out later in January. We'll have some delicious episodes for Valentine's Day foods that are meant for connection, intimacy, and love. And I'll be sharing some reflections from interviews that I'll be doing on other platforms with other podcasts and right here on this show. Until then, eat seasonally, live gently, and remember that you are not behind. You are right on time. Thank you for being part of the Food Indie family and for joining me today. If this episode grounded you, please do consider supporting with a donation at befoodindie.com/donate. It helps us put together programming and it helps keep this soil rich. Take time to explore the mindfulness meditations that'll be coming up on the website. I will make sure to post them and let you know when they're out. They are designed for real life, real connection, and they're not about perfection, just about connecting. Subscribe to the podcast and share it with somebody that you love because we are looking to grow this movement and grow our community. For more tools and inspiration, check out my YouTube channel where I guide you through cooking tips, gardening practice, and the wellness rituals that make food a pathway to intimacy and joy. If you're ready to pull a chair up to the Food Indie table, check out our one-on-one coaching with me. Together, we'll create mindful eating practices, menu plans, shopping lists, and even growing food that supports not only your health, but your relationships too. Whether you're planning to have a baby, want to keep your brain stronger longer, or simply want to live a healthier, more abundant life, I'll guide you step by step on your food and gardening journey. And to the brands that are listening, if you are passionate about empowering wellness and building authentic connections, we would love to partner with you. Sponsoring the Food Indie podcast means putting your values into action. So visit befoodindie.com for more details on coaching, sponsorship, and free resources. That's befoodindie.com. And of course, you'll find all of these in the show notes. I want to take this moment to thank the team here at Food Indie. The show intro and music are by Lane and Showment Brown, podcast editing and mastering by Salim Naji Allah and Adrian Davis from One Hitter Entertainment. Our newsletter editor, Akila Shahid, marketing consultant, Rosalind Mays Welsh, and you, our listeners, because we would not be here without you and the ideas that you send in. So if you have show ideas, we welcome them all the time, and your comments or questions too. So send those in at befoodindie.com/contact. And I look at all of those, and I love to create shows with you in mind. Until next time, keep planting those seeds, y'all. Keep cooking. And remember that food is freedom. See you next time. I am Suzette Chomet.